All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We hear that the average human has tens of thousands of thoughts every single day. And we're constantly talking about health in terms of, what we eat or how much time we spend at the gym. But today, we're focusing on something entirely different. We are looking at what's happening quietly right inside your own head.
Picture this for a second. It's 2 a.m. The house is completely pitch black, totally silent, but your mind is just incredibly loud. Have you ever stayed awake at night, just staring up at the ceiling, thinking about the exact same problem again and again? Your thoughts are just racing, bouncing from one worst case scenario to the next, and it feels completely out of your control.
Or hey, maybe it hits you in the middle of the day. Do you ever find yourself replaying a conversation in your mind, totally dissecting every single word you said? Or intensely worrying about things that haven't even happened yet? If you're not in your head right now, I really want to validate your experience. This whole mental loop, it isn't just some quirky personality trait. It's a highly documented phenomenon called overthinking. And what the source material reveals about its actual impact on us is truly fascinating. Section 1. The Overthinking Trap. When worry becomes a daily habit.
It is so incredibly easy to just brush off a wandering mind as harmless. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm just being prepared, or I'm just really detail-oriented. But we actually define overthinking as a daily habit of excessive worrying that slowly damages both the mind and the body. And notice that word there, slowly. It doesn't happen overnight. It's this gradual wear and tear. You might think you're keeping all of this safely tucked away inside your head, but as we're about to see, your body is absolutely keeping the score.
Moving on to Section 2. Stress and your brain. The internal cascade.
Okay, so here's where things get really real, shifting from the abstract mind straight into our neurobiology, because we can literally track a single thought as it spirals into a full-blown biological event. Step 1, your mind worries. Step 2, your brain hits the panic button and floods your system with cortisol. Now, cortisol is an amazing hormone if you're running away from a bear in the woods, but it is definitely not meant for worrying about an awkward email. So when it's constantly pumping through your system, we inevitably hit step 3. Your body is left feeling completely tired, weak, and just emotionally drained.
And the long-term effect of basically marinating your brain in that cortisol wash, it's profound. Your brain actually starts expecting the worst in every single situation. This constant, nonstop release of stress hormones effectively rewires your brain. You literally lose the ability to see neutral situations as neutral. Instead, your brain becomes hypervigilant. It's constantly anticipating disaster, throwing you into the state of relentless, chronic anxiety.
So the crucial point here is that this constant state of high alert leads to a severe emotional fallout. Overthinking brings on nervousness, restlessness, and serious discomfort, even when you're just doing normal, everyday activities. Simple tasks start feeling like monumental hurdles, simply because your mind is already exhausted from carrying the weight of 1,000 unnecessary thoughts. And this emotional exhaustion, it breeds sadness, frustration, irritation. Over time, these negative thinking patterns can really isolate you, ramping up feelings of deep loneliness and hopelessness. Which brings us to Section 3, the physical cost, when the mind exhausts the body. This is a super critical junction in our explainer, the exact point where that mental storm inevitably crashes into your physical body. The body reacts to stress even when there is no real danger. It's a tragic irony, really. Your body is just trying to protect you, but instead it's setting off this massive physical false alarm. You are burning through your physical energy reserves to fight a threat that, honestly, only exists in your imagination. And look at how brilliantly this maps out the dual nature of overthinking. For literally every mental burden you carry, there's a direct physical symptom tagging right along to drag you down. When you experience anxiety and lost focus mentally, your body manifests muscle tension. When your mind expects the worst, bam, fast heartbeat. Poor concentration links straight up with headaches and chest discomfort. And an exhausted mind, that very often results in very real, very uncomfortable stomach problems. It's a one-to-one mirror of suffering.
And honestly, nowhere is this physical toll more obvious than when you just try to get some rest. Because your mind never becomes calm, you desperately struggle to fall asleep. And that kicks off a vicious loop. Lack of sleep leads to dark circles, incredibly low daytime energy, and awful concentration the next day. This total physical and mental exhaustion totally wrecks your sleep cycle, drains your motivation, and ultimately damages your self-confidence, your relationships, and your focus at work or school.
Section 4. Regaining control. Actionable steps for relief.
Okay, let's just take a collective deep breath here. Seriously, take a breath. I know we've covered some pretty heavy, intense symptoms, but the absolutely fantastic news is that overthinking is not a life sentence. It really can be controlled. Regaining control starts with a fundamental shift in perspective. You have to start intentionally sorting your thoughts. Focus entirely on the things you can actually control, and ruthlessly, and I mean ruthlessly, stop wasting your precious energy on the things you cannot change. The past, unchangeable. The distant future, totally unpredictable. You only have power right here, right now. So how do we actually do that? By implementing practical, proven lifestyle changes that act like a pressure valve for your stressed out nervous system. Start small. Take deep breaths throughout the day to tell your body it's safe. Actually, scratch that. Did you know just taking 6 deep breaths can significantly lower your blood pressure in minutes? It's incredible. Give your mind tiny breaks. If your head is too full, jot those thoughts down in a notebook instead of bottling them all up. Move your body with regular exercise. Guard your sleep like your life depends on it, and surround yourself with positive people. Even something as simple as taking a short walk outside can drastically reduce stress and completely reset your mood. I really want you to hear this. Taking care of your mind, it is absolutely not a luxury. It is the absolute foundation for a healthy life. A healthy mind is what creates a healthy life. And sometimes, true peace begins at the exact moment you simply decide to stop thinking too much. In fact, if you take literally nothing else away from this entire explainer, let it be this core truth. Not every thought deserves your attention. Your attention is your most valuable currency. You do not have to entertain every single worry that comes knocking on the door of your mind. You have the power to just let them walk right on by. So as we wrap up our analysis of this material today, I want to leave you with one final question to kind of chew on as you step back into your day. Which thoughts will you let go of today? Thank you so much for joining me to explore this. Keep your mind healthy, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.